It's a goal! Can you believe it? It's extraordinary!
Celebrity crush, Jennifer Aniston.
I'm a big fan of Jennifer Aniston. Hannah, my wife, really likes her as well, so that probably makes it a little less worrying.
I loved Misha Barton back in the day. Did OC there.
Probably Anna Kournikova.
Taylor Hill, Victoria's Secret model.
Blake Lively from Gossip Girl. Used to be a massive Gossip Girl fan.
Alexa Chung. She's a British model.
Kate Ritchie, Ellie, my fiancée, will just roll her eyes at that.
I'm going to say Margot Robbie.
It's always been Jessica Alba, but I think is she getting old? So maybe it's due for a little shake-up.
Cameron Diaz when I was born, from The Mask, and then I went to Kate Middleton to Meghan Markle. So it's probably currently Meghan Markle, but potentially Kylie Jenner.
How many can you have?
It's a maturity thing. I just always, I had a obviously thing for royals there for a bit.
Changing palette.
Really? That, yeah, just maturing like a wine.
First time I've seen Jessica and I together in a photo, and it actually looks...
Works?
Yeah, it works. Absolutely.
She's not too old for you
She's
now?
not too old for me at all anymore.
Belinda's really happy at home right now. Saturday night footy, Marvel Stadium. North were looking for their first win of the year, and Rory, they got it, sadly, against the Crows.
Do I honestly have to review
You do have to do this game.
I really don't want to, but yeah, as you said, a huge game for both of us, really, with slow starts to the season, and it was a strange start to the game. I mean, North were definitely on top early, I felt, and we were maybe a little bit more accurate going forward, but both teams did squander some chances at goal and were really quite inaccurate. It did take a little bit of class from Eddie Betts, as you can see here from the boundary, and Sean Higgins early on to get both teams started. And coming up, you'll see a nice, classy finish from the number 9.
Oh, Sloan!
About as involved as I got for the game. But look, I thought North were on top all night. Their mids definitely outplayed our mids, dominated us in clearances. And when you only kick 2 goals to 6 in the second half, you're not going to win too many games of footy. They dominated us inside 50s. I thought they defended us better, and it was probably one of the most disappointing losses we've had for quite some time, and we're scratching to find some form. So 3 things I learnt though. The roof didn't help at all. As I said before, we missed some chances, both teams in front of goals. Number 2, our forwards never had a chance, as I touched on before. 36 inside 50s to, I think, 56 is just not going to win you games of footy. And thirdly, Sean Higgins is all class. Fellow Rampage man,
The Rampage
AFL Rampage man. But he's all class, and North have some great inside players, and Shawnee Higgins just given great outside balance.
For a long time, he couldn't get his body right. He's got his body right now. He's gone back-to-back in the best and fairest, all Australian. He could well, Nat, go back-to-back in terms of North's best and fairest, and they recruited him for that silky smooth stuff, and he's delivering it.
He's been so classy this year, over 30 disposals for most of the games so far in 2019. Ben Brown was the other one, highly criticised, I think, over the last few weeks. He's been told he's a one-trick pony, but he had 4 goals, so a really good response from him, 15 disposals. Phil, you've spent some time on him. Is he a one-trick pony?
He's a very tough matchup, Ben.
Yep.
I think he's, you know, his last 4 years have been very, very good. And the thing is that everyone's got their go-to weapon, and his is obviously his marking, but he's kicked a lot of goals off the ground as well. It's probably not his strength, but his strength is how good he is aerially and played his strengths.
This is a 45, 50-metre run, and Eddie Betts is trying to put him off. Eddie gets exhausted running in with him. How far is the longest run-up you've ever seen in football? Is that it?
Yeah, that's definitely the longest. I take about 4 steps on my run-up, so he's definitely getting more GPS numbers than I am on my run-up.
I can't actually answer that. I don't think I've had a set shot. So, not sure what I'd do.
But if you take a mark at centre-half back, you can go back as far as you want.
And then take my 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then
They'll
start
say
walking
unrealistic.
for about 5. Yeah.
But if he takes his 20 and puts the run-up in as well, that's a 45-second.
It's great for the end of the game.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. So you'd be like, take your 29 seconds, start your walk in, take another minute and a half as you're walking in, and
cramp halfway through.
Keep going. They can't do anything about it. So ingenious.
How was Don Pike post?
I think, like us all, really. I mean, that probably sums us up. We're all probably feeling pretty frustrated. Just to know what we're capable of, and we certainly produced some I mean, against Sydney, the start of the year, we played okay against Hawthorn numbers-wise. We just probably burnt the ball going forward, and definitely in our JLT games, we certainly had enough form of playing the style of footy we wanted to and kicking high scores. But to come into the start of the season and be 1-3 now, and to be squandering balls going forward and not producing the type of footy we want to be is definitely quite frustrating. So need to respond. You mentioned the 36 inside 50s. Is it a game plan issue or just confidence? What's going on? Can you put your finger on it at this stage? Not quite, because the other weeks we've had plenty of inside 50s and we've burnt the ball going forward and haven't given our forwards a great chance. And on the weekend, I thought our forwards were doing a great job and were very, very accurate and in front of goal, but we just didn't get the numbers down there to them. So
that's the trend you need to reverse, Roy, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yep.
So
I mean, and
how
the
do
game.
you do that?
Well, the game's changed obviously, and defences are getting tighter. We haven't seen as many big scores, I don't think, throughout this season. But certainly for us, we're definitely capable of kicking higher than 59 points a game.
When you talk about goals at Adelaide, you talk about Eddie Betts. Plays arguably one of the hardest positions on the ground, and he's been under the microscope. Kicks 3 goals last night. Has the criticism been fair for a person, as I said, plays probably the hardest position to be consistent at? Yeah, it's super tough, and yeah, our forwards have come under high scrutiny, I think, the last few weeks. But it's a team game footy, and this is one thing I've never understood is how individuals get highlighted a lot when you've got a lot of midfielders bring the ball down to them and defenders, and if it's not coming in the right way, it can make it very tough to score at times. Bryce Gibbs, obviously the big name, dropped from the Adelaide side for this game. I think he played his first sample game since 2006, so that's when he was a 17-year-old drafted. Just talk us through, I guess, how he is and I guess what he needs to work on going forward. He'd be, I think, a little bit frustrated as well, and not playing the type of footy that he knows he can produce as well. But, I mean, Cam Ellis-Shulman, who came in for him, has been playing outstanding footy for us in the SANFL, and it's hard not to reward those guys when they're racking up 30 and 40 touches and winning 10 clearances a game. So those guys have to be rewarded, especially when we're not playing the type of footy we are. Opportunity to bounce back next week, the Suns at home. Suns at home. Eddie Betts' 300th game too, so huge, huge achievement for Eddie. One of the greatest football personalities, I think, we've certainly seen in the modern era, and yeah, it's going to be a massive game, and we can't lose this one for him especially. You guys have rated your top 5 Eddie Betts goals. We'll get to them in a moment. You guys? 12. They're tall. Oh, shoot. Take us through top 5 for Eddie Betts. Yeah, look, I can't believe we've got top 5. He deserves a top 200, but this one against Essendon, early in his career with a bit more baggy shorts, pretty special. And this one, I think this was the crowning moment of Eddie's pocket. And this was just unbelievable. Some would say a fluke, I would say deliberate. And look at the boys get around him. 3 rows back too then. Another one from his Carlton days against the Pies, MCG on the same side. Surprised MCG didn't have it in his pocket too. This is crazy. And this was against us. Is that out? Just decided just to take the Mickey out of all of us and just run around and kick a goal. Not bad. And we'll finish with my very favourite. He practices these after every training. Left foot torps from that exact spot, that junction kick. Absolutely insane. 3 times he's won goal of the year. He probably has deserved it another 5 times too. 3 times All-Australian, 4 of his first 5 years at the Crows, leading goal scorer, twice a leading goal scorer at the Blues. He came to Adelaide and everyone was thinking, I hope it works out. It could not have gone better. Couldn't have gone better, absolutely. And one of the biggest faces in football, one of the best personalities in football, one of the biggest people in Adelaide too. He's just a phenomenal person all round, and his footy speaks for itself. And 300 games next week, I just can't be more proud of a bloke playing 300 games. Sunday at the Adelaide Oval. Sunday at Adelaide Oval, so expect a huge crowd there. Plenty of Eddie chants all game, I reckon.